Thanks, Neil. So, championship leader Sebastian Loeb on his way to the start line of stage 2, and we have dry, sunny conditions to get us back underway. Short tarmac section here, and then in these dry conditions, road sweeping will again be a big issue on the gravel for the world champion. Well, there's someone on the stage. Well, that motorbike rider got a lucky escape. Sebastian, understandably rattled. Well, taking another look, one of Portugal's tricky crests, and that's certainly not what Seb expected to see on the other side. Jari-Matti Latvala is second on the road after his dramatic victory in New Zealand. With all drivers concerned about tyre wear this morning, the Ford men have opted to carry 2 spare tyres, but the extra 25 kilos means the Focus is not as agile as it should be. May not have been the right call. Just look how narrow it is through here. Jari-Matti needing to be inch perfect through every corner. The pressure on Latvala's teammate Mikko Hirvonen is intensifying with every passing rally meanwhile. It's a solid start to the day, though, for Mikko, as he seeks to take advantage of his slightly clearer line. Fastest early on, though, is Dani Sordo. The Spaniard is also benefiting from running further down the field, and as another driver under pressure after a disappointing start to the season, he needs to turn this to his advantage. Peter Solberg is driving with a damaged steering arm after a small moment in the Super Special the previous evening, and he's also survived a slow puncture in stage 3, but an overshoot there for the former world champion. He just overcooked it slightly under the bridge. It doesn't seem to cost him too much time, but Petter does slip to 4th.
6 left us, 80. Keep left the request, and 6 right. Keep with the request.
Former F1 champion Kimi Räikkönen is back after skipping Rally New Zealand. These challenging blind crests will really test his pace notes, and it's an understandably cautious start for the Finn. Even so, Kimi still has an occasional moment, coming very close to leaving the road there. After early retirements in his opening 2 rallies in a World Rally car, Ken Block is again struggling in Portugal.
50. No, right 2.
An early mistake from the American, his co-driver pointing out he should have gone right and not left. But there's worse to come on the following stage. He's rolled out into a field.
I just had a slightly incorrect note, and we came into a tighter corner just a little too quick and slid wide. So it's something for me that's just a bit of, lack of experience. So it's something I'm working on very hard, but my notes just weren't perfect, and I paid for it.
And it's not just the big boys having to come to terms with these Portuguese stages. This is JWRC driver Harry Hunt in stage 2. Back at the sharp end, though, and Sébastien Ogier is riding high after a string of impressive displays. On current form, he will be one to watch through these technical gravel roads, and he'll have more grip running 4th on the road. He's fastest through the final stage of the morning and passes Sordo to take over the rally lead. So Ogier now leads the way with Sordo slipping to 2nd. Road sweeping Loeb is down in 5th, and the man behind him on the road, Latvala, is 6th.
Well, it's early yet, but already Rally Portugal has proved it's got teeth. Hand in your time card and join us after the break here on Dave, where we catch up with Ford's Mikko Hirvonen and Jari-Matti Latvala in what's been a topsy-turvy season for the team. Plus, there's more drama at the end of the opening day.
Slow down, slow down, slow down.
Welcome back to World Rally Portugal on Dave. Before we head out to the stages again, think back a year ago. Mikko Hirvonen couldn't put a foot wrong, and Latvala was half expecting his P45. Now, Latvala is 2nd in the championship, and Mikko is, well, frankly, struggling to find his form. What a difference a year makes. Here in Portugal last season, Jari-Matti Latvala had the biggest crash of his career. A series of calamitous mistakes followed, leaving team boss Malcolm Wilson furious, questioning Jari-Matti's mental strength.
I understand really if they don't want me to carry on with the team. I really understand it.
Since then, Ford think they have identified why these mistakes happened and developed a plan to prevent them.
We really needed to find a way to take some pressure off Jari this year, and by doing what we've done, saying that, you know, Mikko's the number one, Jari's the number two, then for sure that's the real positive that's worked for us.
I know now how I have to prepare myself mentally. Last year I didn't know exactly so well. I just was thinking about fast driving, but now I try to, you know, just mentally concentrate and think about the rallies beforehand and think about my plan and like that. So that's where it's, I would say that, yeah, mentally I'm now stronger than last year.
Up till now, the plan seems to be working as Jari-Matti snatched victory on the final stage in the last round in New Zealand.
In New Zealand it was really working well, and at the end when the other drivers did mistakes, the consistency gave me the victory.
A win in Sweden this year appeared to signal that Hirvonen was on the same form that took Loeb to the wire last season. But since then, he's made uncharacteristic mistakes. How has this affected his psychological approach?
If you think of last year, I wasn't really thinking about winning all the time. I just went out there and I had a really good time in the car, enjoyed it, and went flat out basically. And now I've been thinking of the win all the time and really kind of telling myself that I have to win if I want to take the title, and maybe building more pressure to myself with that. So, maybe it just doesn't work with me. And thinking it too much, I'm started to make mistakes as well. So, maybe it's not the way I need to drive.
He has been trying too much, and thus some small mistakes, and thus not relaxed driving, and thus no good results.
Now that both drivers have selected a new mental approach, it's time to take the fight to Citroën here in Portugal. So Mikko's still very popular with the fans here in Portugal, but now he's got to head out to the stages and re-find his speed. Let's join Paul King for the afternoon stages.